folks, greetings. It's Eric Bakker, the Naturopath. Thank you for visiting my channel. Here's a question from a subscriber. What changes might I feel as a Candida patient when I'm going through a Candida regimen or a treatment or things like that? Well, that's a really open question. I mean, there are so many changes that you could experience. Changes that you initially may feel may not be a reflection of how you would like to feel in the end, all right? Because I've noticed that most people always tend to feel worse before they get better. And that's something the medical people have never liked about our profession. They believe that when you take a pill, you should feel like Alice in Wonderland within 24 hours and all of your dreams will come true. Yeah, well, maybe on LSD or meth or heroin or something, but not on, I suppose they're all drugs anyway, aren't they? But not on pharmaceuticals, you won't, all right? People who don't feel well, okay, have deviated from healthy to not so healthy. So now the deviation has to occur in the reverse order. They have to start feeling better again, okay? But when you're feeling like crap and you want to feel better again, there's no linear process that goes up. Crap, bad, not so bad, good, amazing, outstanding. It doesn't work like that, okay? Because you're not basically a silicone chip or a robot, or you're not like that. You're actually a human being, okay? So you're going to go through a lot of changes, emotional changes, physical changes, psychological changes, many changes. The key thing I look for is the sense of well-being that comes back to the person, where this is the golden ticket that I look for when someone says something like, I haven't felt like this in years, or I felt like this a long time ago, and now I remember what it was like when I felt good. Many people don't pay any attention to good health. They ignore it. They think it's like the default setting until the crap hits the fan and they get sick. Then they quickly want to scurry back to good health again. Right? It's just so typical. The changes you'll experience can be uncomfortable in the beginning. Like a mortgage is uncomfortable, okay? But when you're my age, hopefully 60, you should have paid the mortgage out, or you should be freehold or living in a better situation because you've worked the plan. All right? So, but I can tell you as a young guy, it wasn't comfortable at all for me and my partner. It was hard. We had to work our fannies off. Had to work hard. Real hard. Uncomfortable. No holidays. We went through a lot of changes, but the outcome is good now. And it's the same with health. All right? People slowly break their health down, and then they quickly zing when they build it up overnight. It doesn't work like that. Think about how long it took for you to get sick. It could take that same length of time for you to get better again. And hopefully then you got to a point where you never regress or slide back into that sick state again. So changes for some people can be purely physical. Other people get a lot more emotional change out of it. They'll get crying, they'll get anger, they'll get all sorts of, depression or anxiety could come up. It could be embarrassment because their breath could get worse all of a sudden, or a woman could get discharge problems or issues and could get really anxiety about that. So that's why it's important to have a good support network, so you can talk to your partner or talk to friends or talk to your practitioner, talk to someone about how you feel. It's important to do that, right? Yeah, but when it comes to signs and symptoms, I've done a lot of videos on that. There are so many different symptoms and signs that you could experience as you're going through. Here's another good tip for you. Look for symptoms that you had a long time ago that are now have come back again. Okay? The recurring of old symptoms that have laid dormant for years is actually a good sign. Okay? In homeopathy, we call it Hering's Law of Cure, where people get better in the reverse order of onset of their symptoms. And it's true. I've witnessed this hundreds of times in the clinic. So don't feel bad if old symptoms come back. It could be a clearing of old crap out of the body. All right? So you'll be like the phoenix rising from the ashes, a whole new person, a whole new life. And that's the wonderful part about our business, because we see people's lives change for the better all the time. Thanks for the question.